Hello everyone, it's Dev again. So I thought I would give you an update on the Suboverland. Not much has been going on because it's been getting really cold and the availability with my ex is not really working out very well. He works a lot, so he doesn't have a lot of time to help me. But I did go ahead and try to fix this, and so I thought I'd show you that it is kind of working now. I can't get the knob off. I watched a YouTube video about it, and he took this knob off and he sprayed that stem back there with contact cleaner. And so I got this, and I can't get the knob off. Like, I cannot get it off. He just pulled it straight out, and so he must have already had it out at some point or whatever. But what was happening was, over here I could turn it up and down and it was just fine. But over here on this side, when I was turning it up, it was actually going down, and I didn't know what was happening at first, and so I kept trying to go up with it, and it kept going down and down and down to like 62 or 64, and so I had to stop. I was like, oh no, it's not gonna go back up. And so I just had this one dialed in hotter until I could get this resolved, and I had to wait until today. Today was like 50 degrees because you have to roll down all the windows and everything. So I had all the windows open and the back hatch open, and it was still stinky. But because I couldn't get that off, I just took the little stem there and I put it back into as far as I could get in there, and I just sprayed in there and started wiggling it around. It did not fix it, as you can see, not perfectly, but it is better than it was. And so I did that several times, and you're not supposed to spray this on the plastic, and so I was just trying to keep it wiped up. It probably discolored it a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully I didn't damage any of the plastic, but it works better than it did. And then so I'll do that again and see if I can really get it fixed. And then this problem that I had where when I was doing my rear view mirror, my dash cam thing, one day when I pulled it out, that whole outlet came out, because this is the one I replaced, and it wasn't really locked in there very well, I guess, and so the whole thing came out. So I pushed it back in, and then I bought this splitter, and the fuse is actually in the side here. It's a car fuse. It's a little spade or whatever car fuse, and it's got 3 12-volt sockets and 4 USB ports. And what I like about it is it's got the power switch right back here. I don't like it that it's on the back here, but you can turn that on and it shows you your voltage. And so now when I get out of the car and when I shut it off, I can just shut this off here instead of having to unplug anything. So that can always stay plugged in, and I won't run down my battery or anything. And I've used it a few times. I've taken a trip a few times with it, just to the store or whatever, and it works well, and it doesn't get hot or anything. The light, that one is a little bit annoying. I might put a piece of tape over that. But yeah, comes on just fine. And then I can turn it off as I like. I don't know if I trust this thing to be able to charge any of my power stations, like, because I was gonna charge the Apex up here when I'm driving, and I'm not sure I can do that through this thing. I guess I'll find out. And this is the only place it fits. It's kind of awkward, but I really don't have anywhere to mount it. You're not supposed to put it in direct sunlight, so I can't have it up here on the dash or anything. And then for the woodworking, again, nothing's getting done. I guess I can shut this off now. Nothing's getting done except for on paper. I finally got the dimensions and everything worked out for the drawers, or their little trays or whatever. This is all the scrap wood that I have left over. You can see it's a bunch of weird pieces and everything, and it literally took me hours and hours and days to finally dial down exactly what sizes and how many and how to fit it all together. As you can see, it's just a bunch of blah, but I know what it's supposed to be like. And here on the other side, you know, I've got everything labeled, you know, 1A, 1B, you know, 2A, 2B, and so I know what everything is. And I pretty much used up all the good wood. I mean, I do have a few pieces up here that are not going to be used, so those will be scrap, and I might be able to, you know, find some other use for them. But everything with a star means that it'll be used, and so almost all of it is being used. And then I've got one piece left over. This was from the drop down here where we cut that out. This was one piece of plywood, and we cut out that part to make a drop down, and we put a 1/4 inch piece here for the floor instead of 1/2 inch. I'm not real happy about that. This is kind of thin, and I hear it cracking under me sometimes when I stand on it. So I was trying to save that wood and maybe redo this, but we can't really redo it. I would literally just have to drop that piece in on top, and that would totally defeat the purpose of us using that to start with, because then it would be the 1/2 inch plus this, and I really don't want to do that. I think I'm just gonna live with it being kind of a weak floor here a little bit. I don't know. Hopefully it'll be okay. But here where these spaces are, this is where I have to build the wood trays. So they'll be like drawers, but not on slides. And I'll just use, I've got straps, some webbing strap material with a buckle that I'm going to use to, you know, keep them from sliding out. And the ends of it, they're like 48 inches long. And so the ends of it that I cut off, I'm going to use the ends of it and make handle straps for the trays. And so I'll just be able to pull them out. And unfortunately, when I was trying to figure out the spacing, I'm again building it around the things that I have that I need to carry with me. And I brought all the stuff that I was going to have on this bottom shelf. It's going to be like a work storage for products and stuff. And I brought everything out here, and I did all the spacing, and I thought I got it right, but I forgot to bring a piece of plywood to simulate that bottom board of the tray. And so this is actually a 1/2 inch off. So now I have to take the screws out of the brackets, out of these, and all the way around. There's 4 brackets, and then raise this shelf just a 1/2 inch to accommodate everything that I'm going to put down there, plus the thickness of the board. I always keep forgetting about the board dimensions. That's just my brain not working, I guess. I don't know. And so yeah, I've got to raise that up, and then now I've got to wait for him to have time. He was off this last weekend, but he just didn't feel like doing it, I guess. I don't know. We're having some issues. But yeah, I just need him to cut all these pieces. It's a lot. There's going to be 27 and now 28 pieces if I go ahead with the shelf that I'm going to show you here in a minute. And so that's a lot of lumber to cut, but I don't want to waste all that. It's either that or I don't have any of this used, and then I don't know what to do with the space. It makes more sense to use up what we already have, especially with plywood. This was $50 a sheet, so I'm trying to use everything I can. Sorry, I'm going to try to get out the door here. So back here, This is where it's getting sticky because I don't even know where I'm going to put everything, to be honest. The Montech is going to sit here, and then probably here I'm just going to have food and everything. And I figured, you know, food or dishes or whatever. Down in here is going to be my Instant Pot and my burners and everything. But right back here, these are jars that I have had for years. Back when I was making wine, I was doing the fermentation and everything in these 1-gallon jars, and I had a lot of them. And so I thought I would just go ahead and utilize them, since nobody else here is going to use them. And I buy a lot of stuff in bulk that I can't really get at a grocery store because, you know, either they don't have it in organic, or, you know, they just don't have the size that I need or anything like that. And so I just brought some of these out here to try to get a spatial awareness and everything. And I think what I can fit, it looks like I can fit 9 of these, and that seems excessive, but I've got a reason for each one of them. You know, they'll be packed full, and I can't bring the shelf all the way out because of course I have this cutout here and this weird cutout right there. But what I can do is bring a shelf from that back wall all the way up to here, and that 23 by 23 piece is the only one out of all these that are left over. Those are all too small to use for this purpose because I need 18 5/8 from front to back by 19 3/4 from side to side. And so I'm just going to have to sacrifice that piece, and hopefully that floor will be okay. And so this is my spacing board here, and that's where I would actually mount it, right there. So that leaves like 5 3/4 space there, and then a couple more inches right there. And that's just going to be an open area. I don't know what to do about it, but I'll just have that shelf there, and then whatever I can fit up here, I'll fit up here. And I'll have I have all sorts of different ways that I can keep the jars from hitting each other and keep them separated. And the hinges back here, or the brackets, I don't like this because right where it needs to be, that's sitting right up on it, and I don't like that, and I don't like it. I don't like that. So I'm gonna have to figure out something to cover that with, so that my jars are protected, and then I will protect each one from the other one. I've got like that non-skid shelf liner stuff I can wrap around the jars, or, you know, maybe big rubber bands or something to keep them from clanging against each other like I'm doing right now, because that would be bad. So I can fit. It's turned out almost perfect. Look at that. It's almost perfect. So hopefully this will all turn out, and then I'll have to use that web strapping again back here, and it's actually gonna kind of look funny because I can't mount it on this side, so I'll have to mount it on the inside. But I can use that strapping right here to hold these in, and I'm also going to use a strap. That's how I'm going to use mount the, or keep the Montech from sliding out. I think I'm going to put a strap like right here, high enough to where I can still plug in my stuff, because the outlets are actually a little bit lower, and there's a little bit of room at the top that I think I can just run a strap all the way across and have a buckle holding it, and when I need to pull it out I can just undo it with the buckle and everything. So I think that was it for the update this time. I wish I could show you a lot more progress, but this is it. Still don't have drawer locks, but that's okay. Just gonna have to deal with it for right now. This is working for right now. That might, heck, maybe I'll just leave it like that forever. I don't know. I'm getting desperate. It's getting cold and I should have been gone by now, but whatever, it is what it is. And I'm still here, for better or for worse. Maybe it was meant to be that I'm still here. I don't know. Alright guys, I will talk to you in another video. Bye.